Good afternoon. Let's start the discussion. The first topic is governor who oppose elected regime should leave room for criticism. The office of the governor at times became controversial under Indian constitution when he acts as a central agent, as a politician. Without but don't having a good relation with the state government. That puts system in disorder. So the fact that two states have petitioned the Supreme Court of India over the action of their governors highlights the issue of political appointment, abusing their power to obstruct or at least postpone the implementation of decisions by the elected in the state. State legislature passes a bill and send it to the president for his reference. So at times the state governors oppose it, and that creates a constitutional deadlock in the state. What the state want to achieve, so they are unable to achieve in time because of this delay. Delay lead to this situation. Fine, and that is the reason why two state governments have petitioned the Supreme Court in this matter. And they have petitioned in this matter the Supreme Court of India. Let's go to the detail. Kerala and Tamil Nadu, the two states, one is Kerala and Tamil Nadu, express concern about the length of time it takes to rectify law that legislature has passed. The legislature passed the law, but it has not been ratified by the state governor. So, express concern about the length of time it takes to rectify law that the legislature passed means unnecessary delaying the process. Tamil Nadu is also upset that plans to appoint people state public service authorize the prosecution of certain former ministers. Pardons have not been carried out. Tamil Nadu highlighted the appointment of the State Public Service Commission, prosecution of former ministers, and some pardon to some guilty. These are not being given assent by the government and unnecessarily delay being caused. Okay. So there is unnecessary delay being caused, which lead to a constitutional deadlock in the state, resulted in deadlock situation in the state. That is the main issue. While they are not required to rectify any decision, governors practice of stalling bill and decision, particularly in states that are not controlled by the national government. Because here the governor are As central government have been deputed by the central government to the state where the ruling party of the center is not ruling. That means a different political party that rule in the state. In this particular case, so this is the action of the governor which unnecessarily delay giving the assent to the bills, leading to constitutional deadlock, delay in implementation because the bill has not been passed. Being passed, it has not been ratified by the governor. So it has not been made to an act. Right? Not being made to an act, as not passed by accepted by the governor. The whole issue. Okay. For example, some governors seem opposed to the very notion of changing university law if they aims to exclude chancellors who are always the governor themselves from the vice chancellor selection process, or from creating new universities in which governor are not chancellor is the question. So new universities have been created where governors are not in the status of chancellor. There the bill is delayed. Okay. Or where there is a change in the power of the governor to appoint the vice chancellor. Being questioned, and that creates the problem for the governor, for the state, because the action of the governor create problem for the state. Action of the governor creates problem for the state improperly implementing the policies. Set aside, although the policy has been made, but the legislature passed it, but the governor has not given his consent, so is not implemented. That creates the problem. Why? The concept of governor serving ex officio vice chancellor at most universities is merely a custom made possible by the original charter. The error, regrettably, some governors use the lack of an assent deadline to thwart law that the legislature has passed. It would have seemed that the Telangana government's petition, which promoted the Supreme Court to remind constitutional authorities that the word as soon as possible appears in Article 200 and contains significant constitutional content, which have instilled in them a sense of urgency, came to considering bills. In Article 200, the Indian Constitution, there is a page called as soon as possible, has been mentioned. The governor should pass or refuse to give his consent the bill as soon as possible. As soon as possible. Okay. The court intended to say that it would be constitutional for governor to hold onto bills indefinitely without making a decision. Unconstitutional. The states should also exercise caution when making decisions, avoid raising issues of the decision's viability. For example, in the lack of formal procedure to solicit applications and evaluate the relative merits of candidates prior to designing the chairperson and members of the public service commission. The more important thing to reminder is that the Constitution's aid and advice clause expressly limit the governor's ability not abuse that but being highlighted here. Next is the government's initiative policy for development across a range of sectors as well as the program that range of conception and execution, including universal basic income (UBI). Here the question is universal basic income. The work-free pilot project began in Telangana in 2020 brought attention to the benefit that universal basic income can provide for individuals and families (UBI). A work-free pilot project, what is it? Funded by the European Research Council, the project is a joint venture between the Indian Network for Basic Income, the Montfort Social Institute in Hyderabad, and the University of Bath. For 18 months, an adult participating in the pilot received 1,000 and a child received 500. In 5 Hyderabad slums, 1250, 1,250 people were assisted by the pilot program. The work-free pilot project is portrayed as a game-changing endeavor, emphasizing the beneficial effects it had on people and families. A number of Telangana residents who suffered from the relocation have found stability in their finances and care support. They greatly increased her income by starting a bangle business with the help of the financial support. The resident also used the money to buy utility bills, buy grocery, fuel, clothing, and other necessities that typically make up the majority of their monthly expense. Other similar projects, 2021 saw the implement of self-employed women's association Seva pilot in Madhya Pradesh and Delhi. In Delhi, about 100 families who were below the poverty line received 1,000 each. What is universal basic income? Universal basic income is a social welfare program in which all recipients receive an unconditional transfer payment on a regular basis as a guaranteed income. A basic income system aims to reduce poverty and take the place of other need-based social programs, which might involve more bureaucracy. Gently speaking, UBI is meant to be available to everyone, a sizable portion of the population, under no or very few restrictions. So, the advantages: poverty alleviation. Strategy lowers income inequality and poverty by guaranteeing a minimum income flow to all individuals, particularly the most disadvantaged and vulnerable groups. Additionally, it can aid in the payment of necessities like food, healthcare, education. For the poor and vulnerable are assured of monthly payment or grant from the government, so they are able to fulfill their basic needs. The basic needs they are able to fulfill. Health stimuli reduce stress, anxiety, and depression burdened by poverty and financial instability, thereby improving mental health. Additionally, it can make better nutrition, hygiene, and health care more accessible to simplified welfare system by substituting different focused programs. It is possible to simplify the current welfare system, gets rid of the complications brought on by eligibility requirements, benefit cliffs, means testing, also cutting administrative costs, improving individual freedom. Okay. So economic stimulus directly places money in the hands of people, promote consumer spending, and propel economic expansion. It can strengthen regional companies, increase consumer demand for products and services, and produce job openings. It can encourage people to start their own business, take chances, take part in artistic and charitable endeavor that might not be financially feasible otherwise. Drawbacks: cost and fiscal sustainability. In order to finance universal basic income, additional taxes, spending reductions, and debt would be necessary. Inflation, labor market distortions, and slower economic growth are further potential. Generates inverse motivation, decreases efficiency and productivity as well as desire to work. Additionally, it might foster a culture of apathy, entitlement, and might also deter people from obtaining training, education, and skills. Pressure associated with inflation, it might exacerbate inflationary pressure. If everyone gets a set of amount of money, companies may raise the prices of goods and services, take advantage of the extra revenue that is available in the market. Possibility dependency, there is a chance that some people will grow in the basic income and become dependent on it, which could lower their motivation to pursue personal and other options exist for universal basic income. WASI variation of universal basic income is a cash transfer that is given to all people without conditions in order to address agrarian distress. The former chief economic advisor suggested giving a direct monthly transfer of monetary transfer of 18,000 annually to every rural household in India, the exception those who are demonstratively well off. Transfer direct benefits. This program avoids using middlemen or in-kind transfers by sending subsidy or cash to the recipient bank account. DBT seeks to lessen corruption and leaks while enhancing the effectiveness, accountability, and transparency delivery. Programs like Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana and PM Kishan are excellent illustration of the direct benefit transfers effectiveness. Because these became successful. Okay. Conditional cash transfer program gives low income household cash in exchange for meeting specific obligations like having their kids vaccinated, attending school, going to checkouts. The CCT encourage behavioral change while also enhancing the post human capital and long term results. Additional income support program. These are programs that give financial or in-kind support to particular population in need, like women, farmers, and elderly, the disabled, etc. These programs seek to empower and include those groups while addressing the unique vulnerabilities and difficulties they face. Employment Guarantee Scheme. The Manrega is a successful example of one such scheme currently in India. This program gives rural household a written guarantee of work for predetermined number of days each year. It is possible to guarantee that people have access to employment opportunities and can support themselves by growing and improving such programs. Universal basic services. India should place more emphasis on offering basic services like clean water, sanitary facility, healthcare, and education than on establishing universal basic income. To guarantee okay, so to guarantee that every citizen has access to these services, the government can raise living standards generally lessen inequality, because if the sanitation, healthcare, schooling, or education are provided by the state to all, okay, we indirectly to some extent responsible for achieving universal the benefit of the way care should be taken to balance the amount given to was not to discourage recipients from working while also supporting them. Strong support system are recommended as supplementary action to increase the efficacy of EPA, such as universal healthcare and education. Even though EPA principles are upheld by these programs like cash transfer, there is a chance that potential beneficiaries may be left out because they frequently target demographics. The introduction of universal basic income is recommended as a more effective way to lessen financial misallocation and leakages in current welfare program. Okay. In Adoption Gap Report 2023 released by the United Nations Environment Program, adaptation is the process of reducing a country's community's climate change by enhancing their ability to observe its impact. The adaptation gap is the disparity between actual adaptation and social, determined by preferences connected to the effects of climate change, as well as resource constraint and conflicting agendas. He highlights the report adaptation financing requirements are 10 to 18 times more than existing public flow. The adoption funding gap is growing, now standing at USD 194 to 360 billion per year. Non-economic losses such as cultural heritage and indigenous knowledge have been discarded. The loss and damage action plan. Only 2% of international adaptation financing, the gender gap, is gender responsive. By 2025, developed countries should double their climate adaptation funding from 2019, increase budget leveling and tracking in order to include adaptation in climate change, increase private investment. Okay. So liberalized remittances frequently contribute significantly to the gross domestic product. Small and medium-sized enterprises are being financed in order to encourage them to develop adaptation relevant credit. Implement of Article 2(1) of the Paris Agreement of 2015. The goal of coordinating financial flow with a low carbon, climate resilient. Then white hydrogen. Scientists have discovered a large reserve of white hydrogen in France. White hydrogen is also referred as the natural gold or geologic hydrogen. It is naturally generated within the earth crust through water-Fock reaction. Process involves interaction between water molecules and iron-rich minerals such as olivine at high temperature and pressures. Potential application in industries like aviation, shipping, and steel production. This white hydrogen is used. Russia has withdrawn its ratification of the Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty (CTBT). Russia withdrew from CTBT ratification in order to align with the US. The United States has not ratified the CTBT, claiming difficulty in determining whether not participating country follow the treaty's requirement. CTBT prohibits all nuclear explosions, whether military or training. Aims to perform the CTBT organization to oversee the global prohibition. Verification regime consists the following elements: the international monitoring, international data center, and inspection on site, and nuclear testing. It is open for signature in 1996 and has been signed by 187 nations and ratified by 178. So this is difference. 187 signed, 178 ratified by the parliament. It is yet to be formally entered into force and it requires ratification of 44 specific nations, 8 of which have not yet do so. It includes USA, India, China, Pakistan, North Korea, Israel, Iran, and Egypt. Because countries like USA, China, Pakistan, North Korea, they have nuclear weapons, and in case recently if you see the Israeli minister saying the use of nuclear weapons in case of okay. So this country have Israel has declared that we need nuclear weapon on Gaza Strip. So that has that Israel, which has not yet accepted that it has nuclear weapons, indirectly accepted that it has nuclear weapons. India has neither signed nor ratified CTBT because it considers the treaty discriminatory. India calls for universal and complete nuclear disarmament in a time-bound manner. Compared to more than 2,000 nuclear tests between 1945 and 1996, less than a dozen nuclear tests have been concluded following its adoption of the Comprehensive Test Ban Treaty 1996. Lucy mission. NASA's Lucy mission has discovered that the asteroid Dimkines is actually a binary system of two asteroids. Launched in 2021, Lucy is the first space mission to explore Jupiter Trojan asteroids. Trojan are a group of small bodies remnant of nearly solar system that orbit the Sun in two swarms along the orbit of Jupiter. The Trojans asteroids are most likely made of same primordial material that led to formation of outer planets, Saturn, Uranus, and over its 12-year mission 2021-2023, 2011-2023, Lucy will fly past various asteroids like Eurobats, Ronald Johnson, Polymele, and Lucius. Then the Gundala Brahmeswaran Wildlife Sanctuary. 40 grass species were identified during a survey on grasses identification, grassland management at the Gundala Brahmeswaram Wildlife Sanctuary. So it is a protected area situated between the Kurnool and Prakasam district, Andhra Pradesh, lies between two hill passes known as the Mantralama Kanuma and the Nandini Kanuma. Immediately to the north of the sanctuary is the Nagarjuna Sagar Tiger region. The Gundaikama river flows through it. Forest type: dry mixed forest, moist dry deciduous, semi-evergreen, dry deciduous scrubs forest, and dry savanna. Fauna animal: sloth bear, wild dog, striped hyena, jungle cat, grey longwood. Those are only horseshoe cat. The fauna in this. This question about this answer writing we discussed earlier. So I'm not for this. Coming to the MCQ. Which of the following is the best description of Daliceonius Himalaya? That was in New Zealand. Okay. So it is newly discovered snail. Okay. Which A newly discovered snail species. Okay. So number two, the Bhullaba ballistic missile recently in a news developed by which the following country? Russia. Bhullaba. Reference to lamprey, the following statement is a primitive jawless vertebrate species. Endemic to African continent. It is found in sea, azure and freshwater habitat. So here two are correct. One is incorrect. The rock cut temple of Ellora in India primarily belong to which religion? Belong to the Hindu, Buddhism and the Jaina. While Dyslexia Day is on 8th October, so the following statement regarding the Find Festival 2023. Find Festival is a initiative by the ECA school aimed at fostering a transformative dialogue in K-12, kindergarten to 12th grade education. It is a community of children, educated parents who learn together. Here both 1 and 2 are correct. The red blood cells known as the erythrocytes. RBC contain the iron-rich protein called the hemoglobin that gives blood its red color, right? Hemoglobin is essential for revival of chondrocytes, cells that form the cartilage, right? Hemoglobin helps chondrocytes cope with low oxygen level by transporting oxygen within the cells. So all four are correct here. Reference to the global oncocerosis network of elimination one. Oncocerosis is a contemporary known as the river blindness caused by parasites. London declaration based on the neglected tropical disease. So here both are correct, but B is not the explanation of A. Answer will be B. Reference to the Kaleshwaram lift irrigation project. So KLIP is multiple project, the Krishna River. So it is claimed to be the world's largest multi-stage multiple project. The project also support mission faculty scheme. The two are correct. And zero-day attack is on cybercrime. So we recently celebrated the Cyber Awareness Week. This is regarding the zero cybercrime.